It's May, and as we continue to move through our rhythms this month, we come to gentleness. I don't know that that's one of the words that first comes to mind when we think about God, but yet Jesus, who came for us to be able to know and to see the Father, is consistently described as gentle. And Jesus teaches, listen, the fruit of God's Spirit is gentleness. And as we move through this month, I want to take you to a passage. It's one of my favorite passages in all of Scripture. As a matter of fact, it's really shaped the way that we operate here at Hoboken Grace. It may be the most influential passage on our strategy here at Hoboken Grace. And it speaks to this idea of gentleness. It's found in 1 Peter chapter 3, beginning in verse 15, and it says this, "But in your hearts revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have." And then he says this, "But do this with gentleness and respect." And I love this because just before he talks to them about giving an answer for the hope that they have, he talks about confronting individuals who are aggressive towards them. So if you go back just a couple verses earlier, it says, "Who is going to harm you if you are eager to do good? But even if you should suffer for what is right, you are blessed. Do not fear their threats. Do not be frightened." And so he says, when you find yourself in a situation where those around you are being antagonistic towards you, specifically as he's writing to them about their faith, he says, rather than you becoming antagonistic towards them, here's what I want for you to do. I want for you to love them, do good to them. This is kind of the strategy of Hoboken Grace. We're constantly trying to figure out, how do we love our community? How do we do good? Whether they love us, whether they are grateful for it or not, it doesn't really matter. We want to do good. And then he says, and then always be ready to give an answer for the hope that you have. And again, hope is not this wishful thinking about the future. I have a wish that I made upon a star and I hope that it comes true. No, hope is our confidence in what God has told us is coming. It's our confidence in what we know God is going to do. He says, I want you to give an answer for the hope that you have. Why you have confidence about the future, even when it doesn't look like things are going well. Why you have confidence in the future, even when you have a lot of questions about what God's doing or what's happening. He says, why do you have that hope? He says, I want you to be able to give an answer for that hope and explain the reality of who Jesus is. And we're constantly trying to do that here at Hoboken Grace. How do we give an answer for that hope? How do we communicate the truth? That's what we're going to be doing on Easter, communicating that truth of who Jesus is and why that changes the hope, that confidence that we have in our lives. But then he says this, he says, but do so with gentleness and respect. He says, but I want you to do that in a way that's gentle. And this is another thing that's kind of guided us here at Hoboken Grace, even with our communication on Sunday or whatever we're doing, that we want to be able to speak the truth honestly, but also to do so in a way that's gentle. We understand the hurts and the fears and the lies that people have been told that have led them away from God. And so rather than trying to be harsh and mean in that communication, we want to be gentle and respectful. And Jesus teaches that the fruit of God's Spirit is gentleness. And so as you move through your month and as you're interacting with the world around you, I just want you to ask this question. Would I be described as gentle? It doesn't mean that you don't speak the truth, and it doesn't mean that you're not clear. But are you gentle? And one of the things you'll find if you consistently take the time to draw close to the Spirit is that His Spirit is gentle. And even as He speaks correction into our lives, He does so in a way that's so phenomenally gentle. May you experience that with Him this month, and may we demonstrate that as we demonstrate the fruit of the Spirit.